Good morning, Lagos, and thanks a lot for staying tuned here on Smooth 98.1. It's been wonderful having you on the show this morning, this beautiful Friday morning, the 27th of September 2019. It's time for the Locker Room 981. This is where we talk all things sports from around the world with the very best analysts in the world. I can argue that with you anywhere in this world. I can defend that anywhere in this world. We have the one, the only human being who eats sports for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and twice on Sundays. Tega Supreme is here with us. Good morning, Tega.
Good morning. See, this is so beautiful. Val, don't come back. Wherever you are, just stay there.
I knew that you would. I knew.
Yeah, this is great. To be appreciated in your hometown.
It's me and you. It's me and you. So I have to. It has to happen. But Lagos, please be a part of the conversation this morning. Would love to hear from you. So please, our sports farm sign in. What's that thing called? Register your presence. Here's our WhatsApp number: 0809-444-0981. On Twitter, we're at Smooth981FM. Please use the hashtag LockerRoom981. And then, of course, on YouTube, we're streaming live. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Smooth98.1. Tega, are you ready?
Always.
I was born ready. Okay, so let's talk about Gernot Rohr, whereas he has released 23-man squad for Brazil friendly. Super Eagles of Nigeria coach Gernot Rohr has released the 23-man squad list to face the Selecao of, I hope I got that right, of Brazil on the 13th of October 2019 at the National Stadium in Singapore.
Yes, and those of you that want to go to Singapore.
It's not near.
We're going to take off Abraka Delta State. But I shall watch them on TV.
Okay.
That's what technology is for, so that we don't have to travel for that long.
Okay.
And we don't have to spend that much money.
All right.
but what it is, again, it's a typical Gernot Rohr list. Number one, there is only one home-based player on the team.
No, not again.
And it's the goalkeeper again. So after if you have brother, cousin, friend, uncle that is playing football like wants to make the national team under Gernot Rohr, just go anywhere outside Nigeria will be fine. Well, maybe anywhere in Europe will be fine. Because there's the players from Greece. There's players from everywhere but Nigeria. Well, one player from Nigeria. I think the only thing he has also continued that looks good is continuously inviting young new players.
Yeah.
Musa is out of the team. I think the focus again is to look forward and try to build a new team.
Yeah.
So Musa is out, and every young player you've seen in Europa, in UEFA Champions League, in clubs that you didn't even know existed in Europe, he's calling them. So Bukayo Saka, get ready. You may hit Nigeria soon. So, and what it is that he's trying out his team. For me, I'm not surprised with the list he brought out. I'm not surprised about the lack of home base. I'm not surprised with the new names, the Olayinkas that you're seeing on the list.
Oh, really? Why are you not surprised?
Because once he sees a young new player that has affiliations to Nigeria, it's like he's licking his lips somewhere. Like, should we try? So. But what I would always say is I would give any player opportunities, and that's what friendlies are for.
Yeah.
To give players opportunities to test out how they fit into your team. But so if you do that, and at the end of the day, I think then as long as it's a friendly, it's fine. But it's when it's a major competition and you don't know who your first 11 is.
But isn't that then an opportunity for him to try out the local grown players?
I don't like the way you're talking. He wants to try out players he can really use. As we know, he's not going to use the lock-up home-based players. So.
That's so sad. All right, let's move on to Formula One. Lewis Hamilton, not favourite for remaining 6 races. Championship leader Lewis Hamilton says he will not be favourite for any of the 6 remaining races this season. He said, "It's not my job to worry, but we are conscious of the position we're in. There isn't a short-term fix, but there are other areas we can do better in. I don't think we're going to be favourites at any of the next 6 races, but that doesn't mean we can't win."
Yeah, he's right. Look, they can win if they just keep picking up points, because they've done most of the damage anyway from the first half of the season. But what it is that Ferrari's pace is now is a real thing now, and they have to consider that. And so he was talking. I think I was listening to a press conference where he was saying, talking about times and how sometimes he's actually 2/10 off the pace of Ferrari, and there's nothing he can do about that, even if he tries to squeeze extra from his car to squeeze from himself. So he's right. They are feeling the pressure from what Ferrari has done from the second half of the season. So it's obvious, it's true. He's not favourite to win this. Now everybody's looking at who amongst the Ferrari is going to pick this. Charles Leclerc was the main man until Sebastian Vettel last week picked up a win. So Charles Leclerc's name is going to be mentioned over and over again. So he's right. He's not favourite. Doesn't mean he cannot win a race. It's just that before it would be automatic to say, oh, Lewis Hamilton is winning. But this weekend you'll be thinking maybe Charles Leclerc will come up. You know, because that's how good they've become. And it's and like he said, there's no short-term fix for it. It's not something so this from weekend to weekend we can get extra from here or there. There's none. It has to be a long period research, and then Mercedes comes out with a big boom, and that's most likely going to happen next season as opposed to anytime this year, a season like most of us were expecting. But they could still win races. However, they're going to have to work hard and work especially smart with strategy, because even last weekend Ferrari beat them on strategy. So it looks like they're struggling on every front. He will do the best he can. Like I said, I don't want to be winning from points to points, trying to do mathematics to get the championship title again. I'm a Formula One driver. I want to win races. That's what he's saying. But he's aware of the realities of where they are as a team right now, and that so far has been behind Ferrari. So it's a real threat, but Sochi also gives them an opportunity to bounce back. And what it is I don't know how strong Ferrari's mentality is, because maybe all Mercedes needs is one race win. And Ferrari will be back to being second. You just never know. But what Mercedes need to do is get back to winning and stop doing damage control, settling for third and second.
Please, no more second and third, please. All right, so this next story is a very funny one. Apparently, Nice player stole teammate €70,000 watch.
Yeah.
Nice forward Lamine Diaby Fadiga has admitted to stealing teammate Casper Dolberg's watch from a team dressing room last week. So Diaby Fadiga, who is 18, is one of the most promising prospects at the club, where he's been since joining the academy at age 13. Alongside his lawyers, he confessed his crime to the club, apologized to Dolberg and manager Patrick Vieira, and promised to reimburse his teammates for the full value of the watch. The timepiece is worth €70,000. I'm confused.
Okay, so is the weirdest thing. The first thing, as soon as I saw this story, I was telling our producer, I hope the Nice player is not black. That's the first thing I was like, oh, please let him not be black. And then I was like, oh, please let him not be African. He's actually a French international. Well, he hasn't played for the senior team. He can still play for what his original home country is, but he has played for the French national under 16, under 17, under 18, under 19 teams. They didn't mention, which is a good thing, because of course he's from Africa. His name is Diaby Fadiga. His name is Diaby Fadiga. So if you remember, in France '98, when was it France '98? Yeah, when a Senegalese player went to steal jewelry, and they said it was a bet that they had, that they dared him to go and steal jewelry. So when they said this jewelry was missing, I was just like, God, please, not another African. But it turns out it's of African descent. No, he's French. He's French. They should hold their own. Yes. He's French. He hasn't played for any African country. He has played for the French national junior teams.
Own your thief.
Hold it. But what it is that it was deliberate theft. Like it was not a bet. It was not a prank. Other people the man left his wristwatch in the dressing room. Other people were training. The theft happened during training. Other people went out to train. You went in, snuck in, and stole the wristwatch. If you had the money to pay for the £70,000 wristwatch, why did you not go and buy your own? Why do you have to steal it?
I have a good explanation. He's kleptomaniac. And Brutalistics is here to agree with my explanation. Good morning, Brutalistics.
He probably is not.
Did you consult his village people to confirm that he's a thief?
Maybe it was, I mean, I don't know what. Look, this is just the worst thing. And he could, you know what? He could get kicked out of the club for this.
Of course.
And without investigations being completed, from the minute he confessed, the club can just say, you know what, you're out on gross misconduct, and that's it. The fact that they're actually giving him opportunities to defend, it must mean that he must be very talented.
I was going to say he's a very talented player.
He must have
So we have some comments. Let me just go through this. So, again, you're most welcome, Uncle Bru. I had to represent Val. You know, it's not
Yes, keep at it. Val, stay away.
So Oluke is asking, Tega, are you not surprised that he and Acho isn't included on that list?
No.
What have you, because he scored one goal midweek. Gernot Rohr has written that
in over a year, I think.
Gernot Rohr has written that list since Saturday.
All right. Then Tony from Coca says, "Good morning, Tega. Which home-based players? The ones Togo beat 5-1 or what?" and since you were on that 5-1 loss, KJ Peters on YouTube says, some days ago, Tega, you berated the home-based team for losing to Togo, and you said they have lost the chance of turning out for the Super Eagles. You still want Rohr to invite these players?
I did not. Look, I'm going to give you balanced analysis regardless of what my personal views are.
Okay.
So don't think that because I said something is not good enough doesn't mean somebody is not going to use it.
Yeah.
So
okay, let's talk about Nick Kyrgios. I don't know if this is good news or not, but Kyrgios on best behavior after suspended ban. Combustible tennis star Nick Kyrgios on Friday insisted he will be on his best behavior for the next 6 months after being put on probation by the ATP following a series of recent on-court outbursts.
Okay, so he's been the ATP looked into him, all his cases, and because I think they were numerous and they were just, some of them were back-to-back hits, so he had to. The ATP looked into it. There were so many. There was so much complaints about him, attitude, behavior, and then the ATP came with a 16-month suspended ban. So he's on probation for the next 6 months, and if he does anything again, he's going straight on a 16-month ban period.
Oh, wow.
Now, what it is that, look, when he said, I'm going to be on my best behavior, it was a tongue-in-cheek statement. Because as soon as the report of the sentence was handed down, he said, guess I'm going to have to be on my best behavior for the next 6 months. That's what he said. That's tongue-in-cheek statement. It doesn't mean that tomorrow he's not going to go and throw a chair on the court. No. But it at least the ATP eventually came in with some action. But I don't know how Nick Kyrgios is going to avoid it, because some of the things he does, you can tell he's not used to controlling those actions.
Yeah.
So it's not something that you say he will learn in 2 weeks. He's as a talented youngster, his mom probably let him get away with some things because I know he's a mommy's boy. His daddy wasn't always there. Have you seen his daddy? I saw his daddy on the court side. He looked like a pimp. So I'm telling you, looked like he was about to, I don't know. But so you have to look at his family setting. So a young guy that is very talented with not so much discipline imposed on him, it's not something he's used to. Somebody that cannot even work with a coach till tomorrow. So I don't know how they've suggested that he gets some behavioral management, take some behavioral management classes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's even going to do that. I don't know how that's going to pan out. But what I cannot see is Nick Kyrgios going 6 whole months without an incident.
Even me,
6 months, I can't see it.
I find it difficult to believe. But again, I'm the proponent of the fun of the game. We want to see drama.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is a
the
good
ATP
one.
stand of the drama.
All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll have some comments to go through and, of course, some more stories your way.
My name is Gloria Anthony, and you're tuned to Smooth
98.1. Let him give us some action.
Let's go give us one. Okay.
Some action.
Not Nick Kyrgios. Nick Kyrgios is ready to.
Woo.
He's getting on that 16 months ban. It's almost. They may be lenient and cut it to
I
3.
said that we won.
They may be lenient and they can't. No, they can't take him out for a whole 16 months. What is that?
Mhm.
What? I don't see it. I don't see it. At least he will cost somebody, or he will. Or he will use. Yes, now he will cost somebody, or he will smash rackets or something. He can't. He can't. 6 months straight of good behavior when it's not a Roger Federer tournament. It's not happening.
But does he behave himself at
Oh!
Lava Cup?
Roger Federer is like his look.
Oh,
Roger Federer
that's
is
so
is that guy's
cute.
idol. He does not misbehave,
That's so cute, actually.
but he will misbehave at every other tournament. Oh, he behaves himself. He doesn't yell at the umpire. He doesn't yell at the ball
So
boy.
that means that he's capable of it. He's just a spoiled little brat.
So maybe because he thinks he's a friend. The Madrid derby. That's all of the La Liga. Okay.
Hello, the energy food drink of future champions.
I like this inventions that need to be created to make your life easier.
What is
Tega
what?
would like that one.
Take out
Human slave.
no robot.
Human.
Because slavery has been abolished, so she has to have a robot.
A robot that can do everything and also think.
Now I want somebody that will be helping me to make phone calls.
I need.
I want somebody that will be helping me make phone calls or picking up my calls.
Why?
Picking up your calls.
So I hate phone calls. And even chatting self. Let me just be dictating to people. I want
Oh,
somebody to
true.
manage my phone.
I hate chatting.
Just be there, be dictating.
I'll
to
tell
me.
you what to do. Then you write. Then you just keep hitting the buttons.
I'm saying, hey, who's that one? I tell him that one I was phone a lot faster. I hate. And that's one thing I know. And greeting people. No, okay. No, I said I wish when I have money, I'll just hire somebody to be greeting somebody.
Yeah.
For me. Particularly at Yoruba gatherings.
In fact, I need a robot for anything.
Okay, so you need a
I need an app for everything.
Yeah.
As I come in.
A robot to lift her from downstairs to the studio.
I need a robot to read my mind and just do what I need to do.
Yes.
And
Because the
execute.
thing about Tega, she doesn't. For a while, she won't mind telling you what to do. After a while, you can't read my mind. Oh yeah, what are you? You're not useful to me.
I can't do.
I know that one is definitely phones. Just be picking up the phone for me and be answering messages.
It's true. I don't mind. Well, I don't really mind answering phones. My phone call conversations, by the time I finish, it'll be very short. I don't think I've had a long.
My hair.
Yeah.
I need a robot to actually help me go to take it back. Because I don't know, it's stressful. Like, if you just lift me, make sure there's water already.
No, don't lift me. Just take my skin and bring it back when you're done washing it.
Oh yeah, let's go back. And we're feeling good. All right, so this is Smooth Night. Why are you looking like that? I sing very well.
No,
It's a
I
lipstick.
just had an outer body experience listening to you guys about what the apps and robots you need. I'm like, what's
Oh
going
no,
on?
don't say. That's for 9 o'clock. We'll come at 9
Yeah.
o'clock to talk about that.
Okay.
So if you want to know why Britallistics had an out of body experience, you need to stay tuned at 9 o'clock to hear what we're talking about on
Or go
Lagos
to
Talks 901. Or go to YouTube. So Charles Chidozie on WhatsApp has this comment. Can we please look at Lewis Hamilton's statement from the other way around? That is, the next 6 races will not come easy for Ferrari. It's a stern warning. Ferrari shouldn't get carried away by their recent wins because we won't be giving up quite easily. Then Chimobi Victor says, Tega, I must confess to you today, I always enjoy your analysis. Just keep it up because the sky is your starting point. Oh, these are my confessions. Okay,
Yeah.
so,
That was
we have-
Kalilu Fadiga, and this one is Diaby Fadiga. Oh yes, that's what I was. Yeah.
So someone said, so he's saying maybe they're probably relatives. Right, Ismail, oh okay, Ismail, thank you very much. AGK from Oga says 6 months of good behavior for Nick Kyrgios. After 6 months, what happens if he flips again? He needs to fulfill our curiosity. All right, and then we have Morgan Viase on YouTube saying, when the Super Eagles need a jester or a comedian, Ian Ocho will be invited. We knew he was the chief of jest of the team.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you people. All right, so Real Madrid and Atletico warm up for City Derby with victories. A week ago, it would have been almost unthinkable that Atletico would play their rivals in a contest of first against third in La Liga, but that is now that is now going to be the setting this weekend. Hazard and Bale were among a number of players rested by coach Zidane, with Real facing 7 games in 21 days. The next of them against City rivals Atletico Madrid on Saturday. And to do justice to the story, we have Opeyemi. Hello, Perry.
Hello, Ayo. Good morning.
Good morning. So tell us, what do you think about this?
Yeah, the Madrid derby has always been an interesting one, whereby we see war on the pitch, we see fights, we see passion and everything. And the last 6 games that was played between these two, we saw fights, we saw goals, much of goals, we saw cards flowing out. And talking about Madrid being first on the log with 14 points, having won 4 games, draw 2 and lost 1. Then their fellow rival Atletico Madrid winning 3 and out of 6 and drawing 2, then losing 1. It's going to be a very, very fierce one this weekend. We saw the last game against Mallorca, Atletico Madrid. They won and Morata was sent off the pitch. The last game between these 2 counterparts, we've seen a red card flowing. The last one they played, the International Cup, Carabao was sent off with straight red card. Diego Costa was also sent off in the same minutes with a straight red card. Then the last 6 matches they played between these 2 also saw a red card. That was for Thomas Partey, the Ghanaian. It was a very first one. And these people, whoever is playing at home, have been losing in the last 5 games, in the last 6 games, sorry. Then let's see how it will pound out this weekend. The host is Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano. We are looking forward to seeing Real Madrid winning, with them having good players being on the score sheet. Karim Benzema scoring 5 goals, 1 assist, 5 goals in 6 matches. Then Gareth Bale scoring 2 with 1 assist. Casemiro too has been on the score sheet. So let's see how it pans out. Will Barcelona to take their charge, because they are nowhere to be found in 1 to 5? We are seeing the likes of Villarreal, and it's uncalled for. It's the beginning of the season. We always see Barcelona, Real Madrid, then Atletico Madrid. But now Real Madrid is taking charge. Then Atletico Madrid in the third. Will they fight for the place? Because I've not really seen Real Madrid playing very well, but they are actually grinding out results. Atletico Madrid have been the club. We've seen them. They have in-depth squad with the new lad, João Felix, also gotten 2 goals this season. Is very wonderful for him. So let's see how it pans out this weekend. Right. I'm looking for a game where there will be much fight, much zeal, much cards and everything. So let's look. We are looking forward for a good game.
A dramatic game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Opeyemi. Opeyemi is at the real Opeyemi on Twitter. Okay, let's go away from Atletico Madrid and what's going on in the Spanish La Liga to see what's happening with the FIFA best men's player. So Messi, the best vote fix claims FIFA issued denial. FIFA have denied allegations of foul play with regards to the voting, as Lionel Messi was named best men's player at the FIFA the Best Awards in Milan on Monday. So we have reports that Nicaraguan captain Juan Barrera has said he did not vote for the Barcelona forward who beat Van Dijk and Cristiano Ronaldo to win the award, with votes cast by national team manager and captains as well as various media representatives.
Okay, so after the awards, the FIFA said it's the vote that was submitted that they counted. And the first person to come out with a denial was I think it was the Sudanese coach, national team manager, where he brought out the form. According to him, he took a photocopy of the form he submitted. And on the form he submitted, he said he submitted, he had Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and I can't remember and Mbappe. And Kylian Mbappe has his third choice. But the one that FIFA showed us had Messi as his first choice, Sadio Mane as his second choice, and I can't remember the third person on the list that came third on the list. So he's saying that those were not his votes. He actually they were pictures, but waiting for FIFA to confirm that. Then this Nicaragua captain said he did not even vote at all. That yes, he voted in 2018, but in 2019 he didn't vote at all because he didn't get the instructions on how to vote via email, which is not what he normally gets. So he was told that he was going to vote as captain, but he didn't see the instructions, so he didn't vote at all. But there was a voting slip for him that said he voted Messi as number one. Then Egypt had their own problems. Egypt's own was that their vote did not count. And they voted number one, of course, for Mo Salah. Yeah. So they're saying their vote did not count. And FIFA had explained that one by saying that it was because their vote was counted null and void because they signed, I think, in capital letters or something equally ridiculous. Yeah, they signed in capital letters. So their whole vote was cancelled. It was not given to anybody else. It wasn't just acknowledged. So FIFA, there's a lot of explanation they had to do. Who took Sudanese manager's vote and who voted for the Nicaraguan captain? Because if he says he didn't vote and it was given to only him, I don't know. Do they have two captains? Perhaps it's a situation of the Super Falcons. But what it is that questions have been raised. A few questions have been raised about this. What my anger is after seeing who voted whom. I have seen Sadio Mane's name pop up one too many times for him not to have made FIFA 11. I can never forgive FIFA on this matter. I am wearing what they call that, a wearing cape, a mask, and I am going to fight. Why? Look, there were too many votes with Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. No FIFA 11.
Oh, that's horrible.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just a question about the issues of captaincy. Do these teams, are you a captain by certificate or by affidavit? I just want to know which one do they use?
I don't know, but once they declare you captain, it is sent to FIFA. It is everywhere.
Because this one,
it's on your resume too.
Instructions clearly, somebody's certificate of captaincy is a question. Yeah, just
no, but he got the form, but he did not get the instruction. Didn't the form come with the instruction?
That's why we need to resolve this issue. Because somebody got the instruction and somebody got the form.
He got it. Or maybe he didn't open the mail fully. He didn't open the two attachments.
Anyway, give our money his recognition that he so deserves. All right, let's move on to the Carabao Cup draw, and my heart is breaking as I see Liverpool is versus Arsenal, Chelsea versus Manchester United, Man City versus Southampton.
Yeah, look, when those draws came out, Twitter went literally mad, trending on these fixtures. And what it is look, clearly
Arsenal is out.
A couple of these teams will not be lifting that trophy or anywhere near that trophy.
Don't say the one I think. Which one do you think will not lift?
Sorry? I'm not Nostradamus. I can't see into the future. But clearly, when you look at these fixtures, somebody going down quickly.
I've told you the first person.
Look, exciting fixtures. I think what will be tricky about this is, look, most of these teams tend to use the Carabao Cup to play their youngsters and fringe players. Yeah. These kind of fixtures tend to force the hands of coaches. So what you may then see is when these games come, people who you would not expect to see in the starting lineup suddenly appear because it suddenly becomes that bit more important. And these are high-profile games, whether it's in the Premier League, whether it's in the FA Cup, any competition that you have these juggernauts of English football being paired together, it's bound to be exciting and all of that stuff. Recent history, however, and I'm looking at the Liverpool-Arsenal game, does not bode well for a certain team in North London. And when you look at the coach's penchant for fielding players who have a morbid fear, whether they're playing home or away against Liverpool, you can have a rough idea of who is not going to win the trophy. And that is where I will just leave it.
Okay, just leave it there. Yes. Because let's go to comments. Diego Kingston says, I can't wait for another crack at the one. they're beginning to engage themselves with Anya excess Chidos here. And then Amaka from Ibutemeta says, I see my United team and Arsenal bowing out. No need for head to head. This is mean. Boston said, Tega, just announced that Messi does not deserve this award and I'll be okay. To me, you are a bigger authority than FIFA.
I will never announce it. I mean, the only one I know is Vivi shouldn't have won it, so I'm okay.
All right, okay, Lagos. That's all we can take at the moment. To be to Tega at Tega Supreme on Twitter. Please follow her and Brutalistics this weekend because it's going to be wild on Twitter. So follow Brutalistics at Brutalistics on Twitter and follow us at Smooth 91 FM. Tag us with the hashtag Locker Room 981 so we can track your comments. We could take some of them on Monday as well. Right now we're going to break and we'll come back at 9 o'clock to talk about that thing that got Brutalistics so surprised he was cut off air for a moment. Very interesting topic on Lagos Talks 981, a Friday edition. Stay tuned.
Like, you're staying, are you?
Not really. You know that thing outside is